And welcome back to a beautiful sunset here at Lucas Oil Speedway. A few birds in the air on a beautiful night. Slightly overcast skies from here in Wheatland, Missouri. I'm Shane Freeby. Dustin and James, they're going to take a quick break for hopefully only 20 green flag laps as the Bill Robert Chevrolet Pace Truck rolls out. Clear Creek Golf Cars USRA B mods. Follow in short order. We started with 29 B mods a month ago. 29 all qualified for the A main, but with this being a Thursday race, only 15 were able to show up. But they are the heavy hitters, and most of the front of the starting grid already back in the house. And John Sheets, a 6-time winner. He's your current point leader here at Lucas Oil Speedway. 6 times he's won this year. 2 times here at Lucas Oil Speedway, 1 during King of America and 1 during our Pitts Homes and Realty weekly racing series. And Ryan Gilmore, he's also picked up a victory here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. He's going to start outside row number 1 out of Springfield in the 66. Colson Kirk won a heat race to get his second row starting spot, and Robert White looking to change his fortune. He's gotten off to a bad start to the year, but maybe P4 starting spot will be the medicine that he needs to get back to the front. Dawson Davis won 4 times this season. He starts inside row number 3 with Casey Thomas on his outside. Wes Long and Trevor Drake back in row number 4. The last win for JT Carroll came back in 2023 in a pure stock here at Lucas. He's going to start in P9. Carter Harrison on his outside. He won at Springfield back in March. Row 6 is Waylon Dimmitt, the champ at Urbana last year, and Ryan Eddy on his outside in the number 15. He's going to start in 12th. Row 7's Donnie Jackson from Lebanon and Ryan Smythe from Camdenton. And then the champ at Dallas County Speedway all the way back in 07, Clifford Lynn. He starts shotgun on the field in the 27L. So 19 Clear Creek Golf Cars USRA B mods. 2 modified classes run here. These are the B mods, and this is usually a full field of around 30 cars that come out on a weekly basis. We'll get upwards of 50 or so for some of our special events. And the Super 8 of John Sheets. He will set the tempo through 3 and 4. Through the Lucas Oil start zone, Ryan Gilmore on his outside, trying to make a battle of it as they go into 1, and Ryan Gilmore going to get a great run on the top side, pull ahead by a nose down the back chute, now by a full car length over John Sheets. Gilmore to the top side, John Sheets middle of the track, and Rob White Jr. in the 5. He rides along in 3rd. He's the lowest car out of those top 3 battling for the lead. Casey Thomas in the 44 just out of the screenshot, but he's going to be up to 4th. What a story for Casey Thomas back in the 44. Last year at the beginning of the year, he rolled his car, got up into the catch fence over in turn 1, ended up breaking a bone in his back, made a full recovery, and back out on the track this season. That's a battle for 4th right now. Casey Thomas to the top side, and the 20 of Dawson David, a 4-time winner out of Mexico, Missouri in the 20 on the inside. Great battle waging on up front, and John Sheets just by a nose over Ryan Gilmore as they cross the stripe after lap number 3. 17 laps remain, and they continue to stay side by side in a battle for the top spot. John Sheets last time around had only a 1/100th of a second over Ryan Gilmore. He's going to extend that now to a 10th of a second. John Sheets ahead of Ryan Gilmore by 1 car length. Rob White Jr. sits all alone back in 3rd, and then the battle for 4th on the right side of your screen is Dawson David, Casey Thomas, and Wes Long. That rounds out your top 6. And a spin and a stop brings out the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. That's for an incident involving the 18C, stopped right smack dab in the middle of the back stretch. That is Carter Harrison out of Crocker, Missouri. And the GRT chassis wrap engine slowed down and falls off the pace and brings out the Midwest Sheet Metal caution simply by parking on the back stretch. He'll have to go to the tail back of the field. Look in the back window of Carter Harrison's ride. A winner at Springfield back in March. He won twice at Springfield in 2024. And the Hobby Time Motorsport safety crew will come up and check on the 18 of Carter Harrison. Great battle up front between John Sheets and Ryan Gilmore. John was a 3-time winner here last year, won during the Nationals. He picked up 6 wins, as we mentioned, on the season. He's won at Humboldt, Arrowhead, He won during King of America earlier in the year. He's also won at Lakeside and Tri-State. He's picked up 1 win during our Pitts Homes and Realty Weekly Racing Series, and he is your current point leader by 12, but this one's been contested heavily by Ryan Gilmore, the Gila Monster, a former USRA national champion back in 2017. He won the Nationals in 22. And we'll go around at least one more time as Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew returns to their positions. Lights have gone out here at Lucas on a very calm breeze of a night now. The flag over in turn 3 going straight down, and now we have Clifford Lynn stopped right between turns 3 and 4. So the yellow light will come back on. And we will tend to the Collins, Missouri native of Clifford Lynn. Clifford last year ran in the Heartland Modified Tour. Drops back to a B mod for 2025, the past track champion at Dallas County Speedway. Used to run a super stock here at Wheatland. Ran that for around 3 years or so. And they will give him a friendly nudge, get him back underway. There's been a resurgence in the modified ranks. We talk about the B-Mod class being the larger class that we have here with around 30 cars week in, week out. But the modified numbers, car counts, had gone down over the last few years. But with the Heartland Modified Tour, with the ARM Series, with the Northern Light Series, all of those are modified series, but they tweak the weekly racing shows at the local tracks. They add to the purse, so they try to get the local drivers to still come out. They still have a points championship and award those that run on the series on a every week basis that they do run, but just how they've ran those series with trying to implement it with the weekly racing shows at the local tracks has really made those modified car counts go up as well, and that's become one of the more competitive divisions here at Lucas Oil Speedway as well. So John Sheets, 5 laps down, 15 to go. Front row all to his own with the Delaware double file restart. Ryan Gilmore to the inside of row number 2. Back through the Lucas Oil restart zone. Green flag drops again, and John Sheets drops the hammer. Out by 2 car lengths over Ryan Gilmore, which was a side-by-side battle for practically the entire opening 5 laps. Now after Ryan Gilmore has to go back to road number 2, not able to pull up alongside the Super 8 of John Sheets. May open the door for the 5 of Rob White Jr. Rob White, 4 championships to his credit, as they're 3 wide deeper in the field. This is for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Dawson David has cleared the 7 of Trevor Drake and the 37 of Wesley Long. Now to the inside, he will go of the 44 of Casey Thomas. Thomas won't give that position up quite as easily. Wes Long hovers around the bottom of the track, the bottom feeder through 1 and 2. Door handle to door handle between David and Thomas. Same thing for Drake and Wes Long for 6th and 7th. .44T of Casey Thomas, go back to him. We talk about his wreck that he had last year. He's gone through a number of life changes. His daughter, his oldest daughter, has the 1Q44 deletion syndrome. That's why he's changed his number from the 42 to the 44 to bring awareness to that. But they also welcomed a brand new daughter, a now 5-month-old. So Casey Thomas not getting any sleep in the Thomas household with 2 young children. As you see the cross flags signifying 10 laps down, 10 laps to go, and John Sheets, after the restart now, has been able to gap himself from Ryan Gilmore by well over a second. John Sheets leads the points by 12, and he acquired J2 race cars. They're a chassis building group out of Lebanon, Missouri that started a few years back putting together J2 race cars. He is now the owner of that, still continues to turn those out, but he is now the poster child. Used to be Chris Jackson, who was picking up B-Mod win after win, and now that reign has gone over to John Sheets with 6 victories. John Sheets by 1.7 seconds, then it's another 1.5 seconds back to Robert White Jr. Top 3 cars all spread out. Dawson David in 4th, and Casey Thomas now securely up in the top 5. You're looking at a battle between 6th, 7th, and 8th now between Wesley Long, Trevor Drake, and Colson Kirk. Cowboy Kirk is up into the picture with 6 laps to go. 7 laps to go, that is. Again, I was stopped in the pits a couple of weeks ago by one of the other drivers that has a nickname. He says, we need to give Colson a nickname too, and throws the nickname of Cowboy out because he went down to Texas and rode a bull for the first time. Made it on social media, so new moniker for the 55 of Cowboy Colson Kirk, fitting on this weekend. As John Sheets underneath the Foley equipment flag stand, down to 5 laps to go, and the lead is built up now almost to 2 seconds. Ryan Eddy to the inside of Colson Kirk. That's 8th and 9th, so a change of position in the top 10. Moves Ryan Eddy up to 8th. John Sheets has had some great seasons here at Lucas. He's finished 2nd in the point standings twice, back in 22 and 23. Still looking for his first championship, as it hasn't happened as of yet. He runs a lot up at Lakeside around the Kansas City area. And 24 last season was a hallmark year for John Sheets. 17 wins at 8 different tracks, finished number 6 in the USRA national point standings. And the lead just continues to grow, now over 2 seconds. And that's with 2 laps to go. Mentioned John Sheets in a J2 race car, Eagle engine. That's out of the Buffalo, Missouri area, and it has been clicking on all 8 cylinders. He's going to catch up with lap traffic with 1 more circuit to go. 1 more time around for John Sheets ahead of Ryan Gilmore. Gilmore gave it everything he had in the opening 5 laps. The caution came out, and he wasn't able to do anything with John Sheets after that. A 2-time winner here at Lucas already this season. Make it number 3 for John Sheets. He will win for the 3rd time this year, 2nd time in a points-paying race, and he will build on his lead that he has in the point standings. J.C. Morton was 2nd in the points. He was not here tonight, so that lead is going to grow in a big way for John Sheets. He wins by 1.8 seconds over Ryan Gilmore. Rob White Jr., nice bounce-back run for him after popping a motor in week 1. He gets a podium finish in 3rd, Dawson David in 4th, and Casey Thomas. Nice run for the Camdenton native in the 44T as he comes home in 5th. The rest of your top 10 goes to Wesley Long, Trevor Drake, Ryan Eddy, Colson Kirk, and J.T. Carroll.